Troy Kearns, real estate investor, and today I got a really special video for you. I'm going to get into my reaction against one of the most prolific dudes in real estate, the Grant Cardone, GC, Uncle G, whatever you want to call him.
How does money make your life easier? Who would you help? I want to do what I told my mom I would do. I am going to help millions and millions and millions of people.
He's very prolific and he is shaping a lot of lives, and I want you to hear what I think about him. So let's get into it. Before we get into it though, tell me what you think about Grant Cardone in the comments. I want to know, do you like him? Do you hate him? Do you love him? Do you think he's a liar? Is he a scam artist? What do you think? You're going to get my reaction right now. Let's get into it.
Okay, so this is how you get your money fixed. Number one, never spend it until you get it. Okay.
True.
Like if you're in a sales department, this means, all this translates to every department, by the way. This is exactly how I run every department, how we cash flow companies, how we make decisions on when to spend money in advertising. I don't count a deal closed. I don't count money in until the money's in.
So let me just give you an example of that. So right now we're doing our mentee contests. You know, we've got a projected gross profit of around $80,000, but just like I told the mentee, Joel, we don't have any money until that check has cleared the bank account, okay? Don't count your money. I agree with him 100%.
You could sign the deal and these guys are gonna split a suite. I'm like, that shit ain't happened yet. When you guys give me a credit card and it goes through, I'm suspect of yours, sir. Okay. Once it goes through and the money hits my account, then I can spend that money. Everybody agree with that? Okay, I don't spend tomorrow's money. Number two, 40% rule. If you could do this 40% rule that most people just completely don't get. If you got 100% of your money and 40% just for 40% goes to the IRS, our friends over at the IR and the S. Who hates them? Say 10X if you hate the IRS. Yes. Oh my God, Democrats and Republicans come together. Okay? 40%, man, if you'll pay them 40%, you should at least pay you 40%. Everybody?
I agree. And if you're investing in real estate, you should watch our video about the 1031 exchanges and how you can eliminate paying your taxes.
How to pay these people. They don't trust you. That's why they take it out of the check before you can get the check. The law says, I have to withhold from you. They don't trust you, man. You work for me. I have to withhold from you before you get your money. So they get their piece first. That is a good financial decision. I pay them, good. You got to pay Caesar. That's what Jesus said, pay him. Okay, and then what? Then you pay you, okay? And then you live on this. And this is where it becomes difficult. You live on the 20. And you do not change your standard of living until the 20 changes. So I don't rent the Lamborghini. Where's Cody at? Who came up in a Lamborghini the other day at my place? Where's T? Dude, that's stupid, man. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing, man? What are you doing? Okay, like it's no big deal. It's just $1,700. But you know what it says to me? Hey, I'm not disciplined.
Right. Don't buy the Lamborghini until it doesn't even matter. Don't go rent a Lamborghini for $1,700 for a day. Don't be going out to the clubs, dropping bottle service money. Just save your money. Stop flossing, stop flashing it.
Like, you got to be disciplined with money. If you cheat on your money, it will cheat on you.
True.
You ignore your money, it will ignore you.
True.
You don't take care of it, it won't take care of you. How many?
True.
Okay, rich people, as much as you might not like them, yeah, their kids got drug problems, their marriage is falling apart, but people that accumulate a lot of money paid attention to the money. At least they did that part. Unfortunately, they didn't figure out the marriage, they didn't figure out the kids, but that's got nothing to do with money. That's because they didn't take the time to figure out the other games too. So look, this is the game right here. I did not change my level of living until this number changed. I did not I've always paid the IRS. I've been audited 4 times. They can't get anything from me. 4 times. I think they got $1,500 from me on one of the audits. They'll always get something. I mean, you just throw them something. Here. Fetch. Okay? Because they got to have something. The guy's got to go back and say, look, look what I got. I mean, you wasted your time. 3 of them, they got nothing. Okay? And so like, this is what I'm living on. This is how I make my decisions. In the business, this is what I'm doing. I'm like, okay, 40%, if this is a business, 40% goes to the biz, to advertising, to marketing. Spend it all. Okay, I don't. If I got 3 employees and I got a business that the money's coming in, it's just running to me, okay? I'm not keeping that for me to live on. I'm keeping that for the business to live on. Feed the business, feed the beast. How many of you read the book, Be Obsessed or Be Average? It says, feed the beast.
Feed the beast.
That's the beast. Feed the beast. Feed the advertising. Feed the marketing, okay? And what happens is you end up broke. You can't live down here.
It's true. It's one of the jokes that we have going, I never touch my money. I constantly reinvest it. And that's what he's saying right there. Like, every profit that I make goes right back in to buying more properties to make more money, and just the cycle never, ever ends.
So what do you have to do? If you can't live on this, what do you have to do? You got to either lower your standard of living, control your standard of living, or you got to increase that 100%. So, yeah. So you know, you're not out buying Richard Mille watches and Rollses and jets and blah, blah, blah. And Gucci belts. And belts you can't even, you know, you got YL on your belt. That ain't your initials. What are you doing, man? Right? And you're not faking me out. It's not like you're going to fake. It's not like you're tricking somebody with your Gucci shoes. You know, no. Everybody it's not going to get you a meeting. Everybody agree with that? It's just not going to get you anything. Oh man, you look really good. Yeah. So what? What you got to say? What's your product? What's your offer? How's it solve my problem? That's all I really care about at the end of the day. Okay, number 3. If you can't write it off, this is just a great principle. If you can't write it off, don't buy it.
Pretty much agree with that 100%. Like, if you can't write it off, don't buy it if you're in business.
Doesn't mean that I will never violate these. It means I got to have some position to start trying to live off of this. I can't write it off, I'm not going to buy it, right? So, like, what do I... Also, if I could write it off, I'm more inclined to buy it. Number 4, rent and lease, don't own. You don't need to own any of this stuff.
So, yeah, I totally agree with, you know, rent, do not own, or don't own it personally, right? What he's really getting at, you know, make it a business. Even if you're gonna buy a car, have it in your business, is what he's really saying. Don't own it personally.
Number 5, stabilize and grow your first flow before adding a second one. Don't go work on a second flow outside of your company. Work on a second flow inside your company.
You'll see this all the time. I've made this mistake before. Rather than trying to go and improve your current business, you'll start another business like a towing company. And really what you should just do is focus on your current company, making it better. Like starting social media to shine on how great of a real estate investor I am, right? Well, that's the thing I'm the best at, so I might as well shine it on it. I'm not the greatest agent, but I sure know how to buy houses and put renters in them.
They got a second gig. I mean, this is really, people selling baseball cards now. And spending 3 hours finding something on eBay to flip. Like, what are you doing, man? You could have earned that $40 at your job that day. Like, why am I going after hours to figure a side hustle when I was in my hustle for 8 hours? Like, what? You resent where you work that much? That, I'm going to go do this other thing at night. Oh, I just made $40 and it took me 4 hours. And that's $10 an hour. The guy I worked for today paid me $28 an hour. Like, it doesn't even make sense. The math doesn't even work. But that advice is like rampant in society today. Number 6.
So I disagree with him. You need to get a side hustle. I don't care if you're making $40, whatever. Extra money is extra money. And, you know, you're going to go stagnant working for the same guy. So I would say get a side hustle, learn it, have a side hustle. Your side hustle could turn into your new career. So he's just kind of saying, put more energy where it needs to go. And I'm going to say, you know what? Not if it's your job.
47 rule. So the 47 rule is, look, if you're going to put 40 hours in at work, how many of you work 40 hours a week? Let me see if you work at least 40 hours a week, okay? Shit, quit complaining, man. You should be bragging about it. There's going to be a day where you can't work.
Yep.
You're going to wake up one day and say, I wish I could go to work. Nothing works anymore. So quit complaining about it. I always say, man, you bragging or complaining? Oh, man, I work 100 hours a week. I remember when I was part-time. I remember when I couldn't think big. Every super successful person that I've studied talks about 100-hour, 140-hour work weeks, 1,000-hour work weeks, burning late. Bill Gates talking about, I would grab something to eat, I would fall asleep, and I would write code. And that's all I did. I ate and I wrote code. And if I couldn't write code, I went to sleep.
Be obsessed.
And massive, okay? When China was ripping Bill Gates off at Microsoft, okay, he says, hey, China's stealing Microsoft, not their hardware, but their software. He's like, if they're going to steal it, we want to make sure it's Microsoft. And I was like, man, the thinking's brilliant, right? It's like, if you're going to rip anything off, make sure you're ripping our product off, okay? So change your thing. 40% rule means, the 47 rule means this. I spend 40 hours working for somebody, spend at least 7 hours working on yourself every week. Hour a day.
I think you should spend way more time working on yourself than 7 hours a week. I think you should spend 2 hours a day. So I'm going to double that up.
All these guys talk about reading books. Warren Buffett talks about reading 3 and 4 hours a day.
Yes.
Read. They got guys actually saying they don't read anything, bragging about it. I never read.
I never read a book.
Anything. Books are for idiots. Okay, well, look, all these super successful people that built billion-dollar businesses.
50 books a year.
And they got smart people around them, okay? And if you don't like reading, who doesn't like reading in a room?
Audible.
Yeah, well, good. So what? Billy Boy reads.
Yeah, if you don't like to read, what he's basically saying is fill your head full of information that's positive, that's going to teach you stuff. So I use Audible because really I lose my track when I'm reading a book. I might listen to the same Audible book 15, 20 times so I can get it all in. So you could do podcasts, you could do Kindle, you can do all sorts of other ways. You can listen to books on YouTube. So you don't just have to read it like the old-fashioned way. You could do it the new-fashioned way, okay?
Stay broke. Y'all got to stay broke, man. Cash is garbage. You don't need money. You don't need cash. Cash is trash.
What can you do with cash? Nothing. Can't do nothing with cash. Go try to go and buy a house with $300,000 in cash and see what kind of looks you get.
Garbage. It is trash. Take it out. Use it. It is worthless until it is put to work. Okay, listen to me. Money is worthless until it is put to work. Money is useless until it is used. It's a piece of paper. Okay, it's got God on it. Look how they tricked us. Let's put God on there, man. Okay, we'll put Ben Franklin. It wasn't God's idea to have his name on a piece of paper. Everybody agree with that? That's a pitch.
When they put God on the dollar bill, they're just trying to get you to buy into the dollar, right? Because the Federal Reserve is a private corporation.
Come on, man. Put Ben Franklin on this. Right? He's a president. Okay? Like he ain't my president. He dead. And then we act like it's sacred, and I got to keep it and protect it, and now it's mine. This is what Brandon was doing this morning. We're talking about currency. If you look up the word, it comes from current. Current flows. It has to be in circulation, right? It's plentiful. It's a piece of paper. It's only valuable when I take it out of my pocket, get it out of the system, and put it to work.
Put it to work.
Give it to the bank. If I call up Wells Fargo today and say, here's $100, what are they going to do with it?
When's the last time you went to your bank and they gave you anything other than a credit application, right? Cash is trash. Put your cash to work. Park your cash into real estate, okay? This is good advice.
Never lose money. Number 8, never lose money. Okay, now if I leave this $100 right here on this table, on this podium, is there a chance I'm gonna lose that money? If I go buy a piece of marketing, if I say, hey Frank, go buy me an ad on Facebook. Or, hey, Ad, take a YouTube video that we did. We already got a bunch of impressions on this YouTube video. Put $100 behind that YouTube video, and let's see if we can get a couple more people to see it. Which would be more valuable? I leave this right here. How many believe if I leave this here all weekend, somebody at Turnberry will take it? Jeff? Huh? Yeah, Jeff will take it. He runs the place. The Sofers will take it. The son will take it.
Jeff Sofer is the guy who built the Drew. He just rebought it after Caller Icon bought it. You should look him up. He's got a great story.
You're sitting around with cash, you're going to lose the money. If you leave your money in the bank, you're losing money. Everybody agree? Okay, you're going to negative rates. We will go to negative rates in America. Cash flow is what you want. You don't want cash, you want cash flow.
Yes.
How many investors
How
here?
many of you invested with me? Let me see hands again. Okay, good. Did you get a check this month? Every month, 17th of the month, bang, he gets his check. What did I pay you this month?
$3,300.
$3,300.
We just did $1 million with you. And
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
about
Give him a big hand. This is the kind of guy you want to know right here. Now, Dr. Carl and I belong to the same church, and he injects stem cells in my. I got some knee problems, and so twice a year I go to Dallas, and he gives me an injection, and he says it works, and I cross my fingers and hopes it works. You know, he's like, "Hey, how's it working, Grant?" I said, "I don't know. I think it's working. I want it to work." Okay. Number 10, never quit until you achieve your goals.
100% agree. Never, ever, ever quit.
Never give up on your financial goals until you achieve your financial goals. There's people in this room, folks, that are going to be worth billions of dollars. There's a billionaire in this room right now. I'll guarantee you. Could be 2 or 3 of them. Billionaires in the making right here. Okay? Question is, who's it going to be? Now, if somebody in this room, how many believe this? If somebody in this room made a decision, I'm going to put together $1 billion. How many believe that's possible? Everybody in the room believes it's possible. You might not think it's possible for you, but you know it's possible. Which means what? The money's available. Would you do good things with that $1 billion? Okay, you know that about yourself. You don't know about the guy sitting next to you.
So I would say that I agree with about 85% of what Grant Cardone said in this video. Obviously, never lose money. He's just piggybacking off Warren Buffett. If you're looking to get successful in real estate, follow guys like Grant Cardone, follow guys like Troy Kearns, and definitely get started investing today. Get started with a positive mindset and listen and be around other successful people that are trying to get the same direction in life that you are. So become successful and get started investing today. Peace.